came out the other day. And I think Ak is the only one using one of our new sprites, which is the Pokey sprite. Just look at him bouncing around.
Very damaged Pokey at that.
Yeah, well, he took 2 hits already, but that's okay. He still has 3 hearts for now. We got a very quick map check there by Kern. I saw a normal crystal at Eastern Palace and Desert Palace, and our green pendant up at Hera. Now, funny thing about Tower of Hera in version 30 here. So the telepathy tiles, the ones where you go around the game, you get Sahasrara or Zelda that kind of talks to you while you're in dungeons or something like that. Those now have hints to items, or perhaps they have kind of joke hints that actually don't lead to anything. But Tower of Hera actually has 2 of those, where most places only have 1. So actually that kind of increases the value of Hera by just a little bit. So even though it is a pendant dungeon, we may be seeing people dip in there just for those 2.
Yeah, information is very valuable. We did find Quake in the Uncle Well, and we saw Half Magic on the Lumberjack Cave ledge. I don't imagine we'll be getting that.
No, probably not. It is a really good item to have, though I don't think that's probably not worth doing Aghanim for, though I suppose if someone managed to get into a situation where you blind check that, like after you have to do Aghanim and then after you are going up there to check boots things, they probably will still be pleased with finding it if they have to blind get it. The bush crab was a bomb. Hey, that's pretty cool.
That is very useful. Indeed. Something else to note, correct me if I'm wrong, but bomb and arrow upgrades are not in this version anymore.
Right, they've all been replaced with actual ammo, which I believe is what was replaced when they were originally introduced. Yeah, so all the bomb upgrades are now bombs, and all of the arrow upgrades are now just arrows. So you'll be getting more ammunition, though your ammunition capacity will be the same. You can still go to the waterfall, or I'm sorry, well, yeah, I guess, no, it's not really a waterfall. The Pond of Happiness, I think it's called, in the middle of the lake, and you can buy the upgrades there if you want, where they are in the vanilla game. Yeah, that's where they are in the vanilla game. I think they're pretty expensive. It's just kind of a shop, like a typical shop where you just go in there and you buy them. They're just sitting there, you can purchase them. But that's a lot of rupees, and it kind of takes a little bit to get unless you're like going to Ice Palace, I guess.
Yeah, that would be the most convenient time. Just swing in there while you're going to Ice Palace, I guess.
Yeah, I know Ice Palace needs a couple bombs, and I guess it has a couple bombs inside pots, but perhaps if you have, I don't know, 0 or very low amounts of bombs, I don't know if they actually like refill you to max as well. I would assume so.
Ooh, we do find a fairy in a bottle in Kakariko, which is always really nice.
Yeah, that's pretty convenient timing there. And the Cane of Berna. Kern, however, did not have a bomb to check out the back wall, which is a little unfortunate. He's going to have to go back there for that. But we did get the power glove right there from the bottle vendor. That 100 rupees in Link's house coming in very important.
It's almost like the gloves were... Ooh, there's the other gloves.
There's the other gloves in...
Ooh.
Alright, so Mini Moldworm Cave was pretty nice. I think we might have our Dark World access fairly quickly here. We're only going to be a moon pearl away by the time everyone gets finished with their typical rounds of the world.
It's very close. It's always really exciting to get an early Dark World access. It means the seed's pretty open at that point.
I do like how Ak kind of decided to go down to the South Shore area first instead of going into town, like is the typical route. He's come down here perhaps hoping to find I don't know, maybe a bottle or the flute to, you know, activate in town his first time there, rather than having to come back to town to do those things.
We find the mirror in the chicken hut.
Okay, all right. Mirror's pretty cool. That'll help if we end up going into Dark World here extremely shortly.
Seems likely. But yeah, like you were saying, one of the neat things about open mode is that there is a lot of variation that can occur early on, simply because you have so much freedom. Whereas normally in the standard mode, you have to go through the escape sequence, and that typically paints your route like early game. and then based on what you find in those modes, you then go do whatever. But an open mode's a lot more varied. It's a lot more room to try new things.
We did see Ack decide to skip out on Ice Rod Cave for now and decide to come up into the waterfall here. Does find the first sword, so that's really nice. With the flippers as early as they are, everyone's going to be grabbing that pretty soon, I imagine.
Yeah, we just saw the second sword in the library. That's not a good place for that.
And on the Zora ledge is just bombs. We don't have enough. We don't have nearly enough to buy the money from the big fish himself, so we are out of here. Perhaps, since Axe walking out of here, is he going back to Ice Rod Cave?
I would assume so.
So, an interesting thing about Ice Rod Cave in this version now, one of the previously mentioned hint tiles, the telepathy tiles, is actually down here in the Dark World, right outside of Ice Rod Cave, where Ice Rod Cave would be. Underneath this rock up here, there's actually a hint tile. So it could be kind of interesting routing. If you could put this off, you could mirror from the hint tile and just check Ice Rod Cave then. I think that'd be a little difficult to plan out considering how early you have access to it, but it's definitely something you could do.
Well, we found the cane of Samaria. I believe that was in the back half of Escape, so...
Ooh, and I think Kryn's doing some dark rooms here. Going to be using that Samaria block to kind of navigate his way and to take out that key rat.
Cane of Samaria is one of the best items for that.
I don't know. I think I'd rather use a sword, but I think
use a sword.
Cane is pretty funny. I can't ignore that.
Well, Curran, of course, does not have the sword, so it is his best option right now.
Yeah, that's true. Slimker, we're going to be our first player over here in Aguna's cave. Using his only bomb to blow this open here. Okay, let's see if we can see what Kern gets out of this. It's a heart piece, got it. And 10 arrows at Aguna, so nothing.
Nothing particularly exciting there.
Alright, players are kind of swap things now. Axe now going into the village for the first time, having done all of South Shore already, as the Ninjaler and Kern now get to the South Shore area. They'll be finding their flippers and their sword. And Slim Kirby is going to Houlihan? Is that what he's doing walking over here?
I think so. Or, yeah, he might be.
Yep, I think that is what's going on here. So, in the original game, there's kind of a fail-safe room. If you fall down a hole and the camera is aligned improperly and the game doesn't know where to put you, it puts you right here in what is called the Chris Houlihan room, which has a bunch of money in it. And that's pretty useful if you think you're about to go to Zora or you're going to need this money for something. There's a couple setups you can do in order to get over here as soon as you can. That telepathy tile right there in that room is actually not a hint.
That's not a hint.
Yeah, that is not going to be one of the hint tiles.
I believe that displays a tournament winner, if I'm right.
Yes, you are correct. Alright, Ek is our first player with the Titan's Mitts, though I think our two bottom runners are going to be getting it here very soon. Current's having a little issues there with that guy.
The jerk.
The jerk guy, yeah. Alright, Slim Kirby is now very much richer than the other players, but I think he needs to get down the South Shore after checking this. Which he'll do, unless he goes to Eastern Palace, I guess. The Eastern Palace area is still not quite known what's over there yet.
Yeah, there's quite a few items over there, as well as the telepathy tile in Eastern. But considering it's a crystal, it's something you don't really want to prioritize quite yet, just because if you have the bow, you can just complete that while you're there, and it saves you a bit of time that way.
Then again, Oh, I mean, knowing what we know, there's not many other places to go right now. We need that moon pearl for our Dark World access, and I think it's seeming pretty likely it might be over here in this area, or, you know, perhaps in the front of Escape. That's about the only places we have left to go.
Well, I guess it could be King Zora as well.
Oh, that's true.
But if you're going to be checking this stuff, I don't see a reason not to come to Eastern. There's a lot of items over here.
Oh, I like what Ack did here. He did decide to grab this 300 rupees. That will put him over the 500 he needs for King Zora. So if he wants to go do that, definitely has enough now.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that I believe everybody else saw that, but I don't think they grabbed it either.
That's one of those items that it's hard to commit time to go back for, but you're gonna be really happy you did it if you gambled on just going there immediately.
Yeah.
Someone's asking in chat what mode this is. This is open mode. All of the qualifier races will be in open mode. Alright, Slim Kirby will be our first player into Eastern Palace. We did find the blue mail in Sahasrah's closet in the back there, so that's pretty nice to have early on, especially before getting to the Dark World. If you end up having to do some Dark World bosses with just the fighter's sword, having that amount of survivability is pretty good.
Yeah, even just the normal enemies do so much damage, so having either a lot of hearts or a mail, or preferably both, I guess, if you really want to be safe, is pretty key. Though we did get a fairy in a bottle, which will help a little bit. That's only a one-time thing.
Oh, that's true. We did get that, didn't we? So that might be something to keep in mind if anyone decides to do any death warps. Well, I guess we have the mirror, so we probably won't see any death warps.
Probably not.
Someone is asking if we're changing modes later. So once the group stage of the tournament actually starts, we'll be seeing a lot of different variations rather than just the open mode that you normally see, or that you will be seeing, and standard mode. I think retro is going to be a mode that will be available. Inverted will be available. I think Key Sanity will be available. I should know this.
Is Key Sanity on there?
This is something I should know. I'm gonna find this out.
Alrighty.
Yes, okay. Key Sanity will be available. Yes, that's correct. And as will Swordless be available. So yeah, you're gonna get a lot of different modes once we actually get out of the group stages. It'll be super fun.
Yes.
And Slim Kirby is coming up on our first hint tile right here. So everyone keep in mind that the Tower of Hera big key does need fire. So we know already that we will need fire to finish Tower of Hera. Okay, well that's neat. It's a pendant dungeon, so that's questionable use, but with those 2 extra hint tiles in Hera, it may still be, you got to keep that in mind. Do you want to spend the time to go do that to grab those 2 hints? I guess one of them is not Firelock, because one of them is in the first main lobby area.
Yes, you are correct. So, this last chest in Eastern is technically not analogic as far as we know quite yet, but you'll see pretty much every runner who dips in here get this anyway, because the dark room's really easy, and there's not much point leaving it behind if you can do the dark room.
So, with this being out of logic here, I think Ack's about to find something. Unless Superintendent Taylor's about to find something off King Zora.
One of these two will definitely find something.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm curious why Slim Kirby's not taking the damage boost. Okay, he is now. Oh, he's grabbing the extra hearts. Oh, it's 300 rupees. Nice. I guess. Maybe that'll push him towards Zora if Zora is indeed the answer.
Alright, well, getting down to the last
we got
few
two,
locations.
we got 2 spots left. We have Zelda Cell, and right here, look on Superintendent Taylor's screen. Huh?
Oh boy.
Hey! Alright, everyone's gonna have to come back here.
That is our Dark World access right there.
Yeah, it is. But Kern is having none of it. He's going up Death Mountain the Dark Room way right now.
That is interesting. He does have the mirror, so if he wants to go into Hera, he can do that.
Yeah. Without fire, though, we know he won't be able to get any more than one potential item because we know one of them is going to have to be the small key. So one potential item and the hint tile is all that's up in Hera right now.
Yes, indeed. Oh, hello, old man.
Old man saved himself. That's the power of the magic mirror.
The real power.
Alright, Superman Taylor is our first player into the Dark World. We get a quick map check here. Our other pendants are at Swamp Palace and Ice Palace. And crystals 5 and 6 were...
Misery Mire and Skull Woods, I believe?
Oh, I just caught it on the stream. Yeah, you nailed it. That is it. So Kern is doing something interesting here. So you know people typically walk into Spiral Cave or Spectral Rock Cave to check the item. Well, there's actually a hint tile in there.
Yep.
So I think you're going to be seeing more people just going up here and grabbing the item regardless.
Yeah, the information is definitely worth it, I would say. A unique item requires the cape.
Ooh, so we might be seeing something particularly interesting here once Superman Taylor gets up to Bumper Cave. That bomb jump Kern just did there is going to be really important for people to know as well if they want to save some routing time. You can barely bomb jump that. I don't think you should be able to, but it kind of pushes you into the wall, and then when you get ejected from the wall, it kind of pushes you also south a little bit. I hope that's right, because that sounds really dumb if it's wrong. Sorry.
I think you have the general idea down, yes.
Yeah, it's something like that.
There's the Hammer and Thieves Town, of course. Of course it's there.
Very nice. So some people asking about some of the hint logic here. So because it says something unique, it used the descriptor something unique. So that means it's not going to be ammo. It's going to be usually it'll be most inventory items. It won't be a sword. I say it won't be any ammo, but I believe that the single arrow is considered a unique item, so it could just be that. Speaking of arrows, Kern found the one of our joke hints there. That does not mean anything.
But yes, I believe the unique modifier it requires, there's only one of it in the item pool. So the single arrow, there's only one of those, so that is a unique item.
Yeah, I think the only exception to the single item is that a progressive glove would be considered unique.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that would be the only kind of exception, even though it's still technically unique because, yeah, you know,
Yes.
they're going to be different items. Alright, Superman and Taylor are getting a little bit further in Thieves Town here. Going to be coming up on a hint tile here very shortly. You kind of have to change how you do this next room after the Hellway. You want to go upstairs without hitting the switch. Because if you hit the switch, the tile upstairs will become unavailable. I mean, I guess you can get on your way back as well. So you can see it right there on the left there. It's guarded by those pegs.
So many little things different in this version. It's really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of dungeons that have just one tile. I think all the Light World dungeons have one, with Hera having two. Some of the Dark World dungeons are mostly one. I think Ice Palace has three, in fact, so that's pretty crazy. It might change your mind about it, how long you want to wait on going into Ice Palace when you know you have three hint tiles in there.
We were talking about this yesterday, I believe, about how much more value Ice Palace has in general, just because you get 3 extra checks there. It's pretty nice.
Someone is asking if shields are considered unique. And for that, I will have to say, I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. No, it is not. A shield is not considered a unique item, unfortunately.
Well, you can buy them, so
That's true. I guess some of them are not quite unique if you can just purchase them. I saw something significant. What was it? Something cool happened, and I was looking up shield stuff. I was gonna say something, I promise.
all right. Well, let me know if you find it.
Oh yeah, Superintendent Taylor ended up not checking that hint tile, is what I was going to say. He just
Oh.
kind of ignored it. So I guess hopefully that won't be a particularly important hint. Perhaps ice rod location? I don't know.
That would be bad.
That'd be a pretty good hint to find. One thing I will say about hints is that I believe that the hint to the location of the boots is always in the pool. So one of your hint
Yes.
tiles will always tell you where the boots are located, which is pretty cool. They're not always boots are not always required, of course. Very nice blind fight by Superintendent Taylor, by the way. That was really good.
Well,
Oh,
there's
the boots
the
are right
boots.
there. They're right there, actually. Never mind. We don't need no hint.
I bet that tile just said the boots are on blind or something.
Boots are in thieves'
Thanks.
town. And he's like, "Ah, crap! I gotta come back here with the key, or with the hammer." Oh wait, I already have the hammer. Never mind. What am I trying to say here? I don't know. He wouldn't have known they were on blind at that point. Hey, with the boots in hand, though, he might, with the boots and mirror in hand, he may be going up to the north, perhaps, and maybe we'll get a peek at that unique item that has been foretold on the hookshot, or sorry, the bumper ledge. The icon for the guy. Okay, X Sprite, the little guy, the little pokey guy here from Turtle Rock. His sprite on the map was the Quake
It
Medallion.
is, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Spoon Taylor does not have enough money for the big game. Realizing
Oh,
that a little
no.
late.
Yeah, it's 80 rupees. It's actually kind of a lot to do that.
He's
gonna grab the
Yes.
300. Oh my god, this is brilliant. He's gonna
is-
grab the 300 from the race game. You can just mirror right here and walk and get it. That's amazing.
That is really, really good memory and adaptation, I guess you would call it. Oh,
I'm until you do that.
until you do
Now
that.
Now you're gonna have to use that bomb, and he's gonna go into his portal again. Oh, he's gonna grab you the sword too. That Galaxy Brain, yeah, that was Galaxy Brain stubbing his toe.
The
Okay.
idea was good. That's what we're
The idea was good, yeah. So he's gonna have to walk through his portal again too. So he's gonna have to mirror again. All right, Slim, Kirby, and Kern are in here. Skull Woods. I don't think this has been visited by Nim Taylor. I believe he went straight to Thieves Town.
I believe you're correct. Alright, well, hopefully this is all worth the trouble.
I know, right? This is kind of this has turned into a pretty big time investment. All this. At least he'll have enough money for Pod if he decides to go in there later and doesn't get any other rupee drops.
Yeah, that's a good point. He will need that money for Pod as well.
Trying to watch two screens here. I want to see what the dig is, but Slim Curry's about to get something in the big chest. Have a little trouble with the bomb jump.
Oh, bombs, thank you.
It's bombs. Well, whatever. Worth the trouble.
We do need that money. Might have been a blessing in disguise.
Oh yeah, is that so?
Yeah. Yes.
Slim Curry deciding to take the vanilla way to the big chest here. That's all right.
I believe he is at one heart. So.
I just missed what Ack got on the tile. It was something talking about the purple chest. Oh, piece of heart, people are saying. Okay, cool. Thank you, chat. I just caught the tail end of that.
Well, that's one thing we don't have to worry about. And we have boots, so Since you can't dash with the purple chest. Ooh, there's Pharaoh. Hello.
Hey, not too bad. That might. I don't know if that pushes you into Skull Woods right now or not. It is a 5/6 crystal, so it might actually be pretty on the radar right now. But yeah, even knowing something bad is in a location like that is good, because now you know or you never have to spend time getting it, right? That's pretty great.
Yeah, just having the information is really useful, especially for some of these like longer locations. Like purple chest does actually take. If you don't have flute, it does take a bit to actually pull that down there, and it can slow you down if you have like boots, which is a much faster way of walking. And Taylor, of course, does not have that hint, so
Yeah, good point. His fertile chest is behind him, which we know. We know what it's gonna be.
he just really wants the heart.
I see, yeah. Ooh, Axe getting kind of bullied here by this fire. Zizak. Zazak? Zizak? It's one of the... I think it's actually Zazak. Oh, it is the lamp we just saw there on the bumper ledge. That is the unique item.
That's
Well,
important.
yeah, that's probably
Well-
pretty important. I mean, we do have the fire rod already, so it's of questionable use. I don't know if anyone's going to come back and get it.
Probably not, I'm gonna say. Turns making their way up to this ledge here, the graveyard ledge. See what's in here.
This act goes into the blind fight with only 3 hearts, 3.5 hearts, but it's kind of whatever. If you're doing the fight the way you should be, it shouldn't be too bad. Just like that, in fact.
Does have that fairy as well, so
Oh, that's true. Slim Kirby gonna be ascending Death Mountain here instead of hopping into Thieves Town, which I think is pretty interesting. Probably wants to avoid going in there without the hammer, which is a little unfortunate because, hey,
Yeah.
the hammer's right there.
yeah, would be a shame to go into Thieves Town without the hammer and have something in the the big chest town.
Kern actually heading over to Catfish right now. This is a typically pretty late check for people, but I guess it kind of makes sense to come over here after doing the graveyard stuff. It doesn't get too much, you know, closer to your routing than that, right? That made sense. Super Nintendo is about to show us another hint tile that you can check. The best boomerang is above the pose. Well, we know that. Kern just found it.
Yes, we did know that already. I do find it interesting that that option is also available now. Heading into Swamp Palace without flooding it, just to check the hint tile. That is a pretty neat thing.
Yeah, you can, if you don't flood the water, you can go check that without the flippers.
I imagine we'll be seeing people doing that a lot more on these south side Dark World checks as well.
I do like how the hints do differentiate between the red boomerang and the blue boomerang. And there was the hook shot and the shovel in Hype Cave. That's pretty nice.
It is decently hype, I would say. Hookshot's a very nice item to have.
And Ak is wasting his magic here. Going to be using the fake powder to check the magic bad item without the actual powder, using both the Canis Maria and the mushroom. People are saying the red rang. No, the blue boomerang is the best boomerang. That is why it is labeled as such as a hint. If it was the red boomerang, it would just say a boomerang. But no, if it's the blue boomerang, it is the best boomerang. Super Taylor showing off his digging skills and indeed digging in the right spot, but in the wrong world. That's fine. We have the mirror.
Somebody's spraying a lot of bombs in the high roll today.
Alright, Slim Kirby is into Tower of Hera. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, he knows that it's fire locked here, right? Oh, but did he check the tile before dipping out?
I don't think so.
Ew.
That might have been a mistake. Alright, so something interesting about finding the hookshot is I guess it makes Swamp Palace completable.
Yeah, it certainly does, doesn't it? We have everything we need. Funny enough, we have access. We don't have logical access to East Death Mountain yet, but we do have everything we need to check all of Dark Death Mountain and Light Death Mountain. There's a lot of stuff over there, but without knowing where the flute is or where the cape is in order to get the lamp, we're not exactly sure when that's supposed to be in logic.
Do you think you would head up to Death Mountain and do Dark Death Mountain before you go into Swamp, just in case maybe it's just the lamp in there or something like that?
Geez. I think this early, when we're still missing quite a few items like the bow and the ice rod and the flute, I think I would probably still jump into Swamp Palace before going into Death Mountain. But I'm also bad, so so who knows? Looks like Ack will be our first player into the back part of Skull Woods, the first person coming back here having the fire rod. So we will be able to... I haven't been honestly keeping track of items in Skull Woods. I don't know if there's one back here or not. There is a crystal, however, so that's pretty important.
We will need that crystal, if nothing else. I remember seeing 50 rupees in the first chest in Skull Woods. I don't know if we saw another one.
Well, him checking that chest down there under the bridge kind of tells me that I think there's still one more here. And it does seem like Mothula has it because they have already checked the big chest. And Superintendent Taylor will not be too far behind. Kern going to be going into... Okay, he does remember to check the hint tile. And a chest requiring a specialist to unlock. There you go. That is the text for the purple chest.
A specialist.
A specialist, yes. That was looking to be a pretty good Hammer Moth fight. I think he got 3 really solid hits there, so he should only have 1 left to go if Mothula ever decides to get away from the spikes. There we go.
We got Bombos.
The Bombos Medallion. So, if you didn't want to go to Ice Palace now, if you don't want to use your Fire Rod there, I suppose you can now use the Bombos Medallion. Pendant Ice is a hard sell.
Is it this version? There's a lot of hints in there.
The 3 hints are nice. I can't argue that, but still, Pendant Ice? If it was Crystal Ice, I'd go right in, right? But Pendant Ice, ugh.
Well, it's looking like that, or a sequence break, or dipping into pod without the bow.
I feel like Swamp may be the correct answer, though with what we know, it may very well just be the cape to go get the lamp. And then like there's a gold mine up on East Death Mountain. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But I mean, it could also just be the flute. That would be. That would be pretty nice to find. We do need that. I did see someone earlier ask, and I think I've seen this a couple times, asking about what the format for the tournament's going to be. So, we're going to be hosting 15 qualifier races, and you need to join 5 of the 15 qualifier races to be considered for the group stages that are happening after all that happens. Anyone can join them. Anyone can join the 5 races. If you only want to join a couple and see how you do that. But to be considered for the final group stages, you need to do at least 5, or you need to do 5. Sorry, not at least 5, just 5. 5 of the 15 qualifier races we are putting on. And yeah, anyone can join. So it's not too late to sign up. Joining the races is signing up. So you have until an hour before a race to sign up for it. And there's going to be one, I don't want to say every day, but it's going to be at least every other day I want to say it's 5 a week. Maybe the times are posted somewhere.
Yeah, check the chat
Oh,
schedule
yeah.
right there.
The exclamation fall right there. Yeah, click that one. You can see when all the times are. So everyone can join their 5 races if they want to, just participate in the tournament here. We're expecting a good turnout considering our last tournament had over 500 players.
Quite the turnout, yes.
Ack finding his best boomerang. Very nice. I wonder, has he found the hint for that? I don't even remember where that was anymore.
I do not remember. I think that
I-
might have been in Swamp.
Oh yeah, okay, it was. I was gonna say, I hope he has found it and he went and got it because he knew where it was.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Con. I think if he had the hint, he would not have gotten it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everyone just kind of cleaning up what all the other players have done right now. We are waiting on that new information from either East Deathbound or Swamp Palace.
Well, we have the mushroom as well, I guess.
Oh yeah, we haven't turned that in. We have seen a fake powder to get, I think it was bombs off the magic bat, which was done by Ack. So actually, Ack will probably be turning in the mushroom right now. This is an odd path to take through here. I see what he's doing. He's going to be mirror bonking right there. I think this is slightly faster than walking out and walking back in. If you mirror bonk off this bush and just walk right in. There you go. It's a bee.
Well, he's gone.
Aw.
It's blue potion after all.
Here, we got you a bottle. We pre-filled it though. If you want something useful, you can buy it. Wow, a bunch of stingy witches.
I mean, it's good business, right? You're here. The bee's not that useful. You could buy something.
Look, if
It
I
might
went to a
save you
store,
later.
if I went to a store and they were giving me samples and it was a sample of bees, I don't think I would be really appreciative.
That's fair. But then the bee stings you, and you need a potion to heal the damage. I'm not saying it's an ethical system, but it's effective.
Well, I know where I would not go for my pharmacy help. I would not. I would find a different shop, let me tell you. That shop in Village of Outcasts that has the lady with the glowing red eyes, yeah, she seems pretty legit. I think I'll go to that one instead.
Okay. Yeah. They just sell hearts there, but
They have a red potion, I think.
yeah. But they also sell hearts, don't they?
They do. They sell actual human hearts. For only 10 rupees. Man.
Pretty cheap. I mean, I guess you don't see a lot of NPCs in Hyrule, but anyway, Nintendo Taylor's in pod now.
Playing into Palace of Darkness. Finds the tempered sword, but nothing. Without a key right there, we have to leave. The entire dungeon is bow
Yeah,
locked.
we are done. If we had a potion, we could do the sequence break to the backside. Oh, we haven't gotten an Easter Palace from Taylor as well, so... You know, tempered sword in a bow-locked pod, not the worst outcome, I would say.
Yeah, that's true. There's definitely worse things you can find there, like a bee. There wasn't anything useful in Eastern Palace, right?
No.
Just the Hera fire hint, I think it was.
Yep, that was it, I believe. I think there's 300 rupees in the final chest, but
Ooh, that's
not
true.
as relevant as now, unless you really want those past the upgrades that everybody loved to get already for free.
Yeah. I think Ack's gotta be walking down the swamp right now, right? He's gonna be checking out the ledge here, the Grove Ledge. And Swamp House has to be next, right? There's not much left that the players haven't checked. And I believe Aka's kind of in front in terms of checks, is what I want to say. I'm sure he just hasn't done something. Oh, he hasn't been over here to dig in yet, and probably hasn't done the blacksmith stuff. It's a little difficult keeping track of what all 4 players have done at any given time.
Yeah. And Taylor reminding us all that the Hera Tower Big Key does need fire.
Which we do have now in the fire rod, so
A lot of fire.
we don't need that stinking lamp, probably. I don't think people are going to go get the lamp, unless they already had the cape by the time they get there. So it's a little curious.
Does seem unlikely at this point.
Oh yeah, that extra sword's here. Very nice time to go grab this. If you're gonna go fight Argus, you do not want to do it with the fighter sword if you can avoid it.
Yeah. It's not that bad, but it is time consuming, as any fight without the proper sword is with Argus.
I didn't see quite how Kern's Mothula fight went, but having 3 hearts, or only missing 3 hearts, I can only imagine it went fairly well.
Very one-sided, I'm sure.
Yeah, it does get that 5/6 crystal, our other one being at Misery Mire, which we do not have access to without that, what do you call it? The flute arena.
Flute arena.
Yeah, the one.
The clarinet.
Yes, the violin.
My favorite wind instrument, the violin.
Superintendent Taylor is walking out of the Palace of Darkness area, probably going to Catfish if he hasn't already.
I guess so.
That's the only reason I could think of to walk out of here.
Ooh, some Kirby. Having a very close fight with Line there, but does manage to take him down.
I want to say everyone still has their fairy, I would think.
You're right.
So Ak is finally ascending Death Mountain without proper means of this all being in logic, and is just gonna go straight up to, yeah, everything.
I don't think this is a terrible choice myself. This would be what I would do in this scenario, just because if the cape's in Swamp or Ice Palace, and it just said, well, you have to get the lamp to get up here, I would be upset. So coming up here without the lamp, oh boy, wow,
Look at that. Very nice, Ak.
don't learn bomb jet, just learn how to hover. There you go.
I think he already. Oh, down he goes. Oh, he's gone. Well, this is just as well, right? Because you can just save and quit to the mountain and then take the hookshot way across.
Yeah, that actually works out.
Hey, of all the places to hover, that one's probably not too bad, right? That is not a very far hole, I would think.
No, I don't think so. I can't say I hover very much, but
No, not at all.
sounds right to me. Super and Taylor did find their way into Swamp Palace, so
Yeah, Kern will be right behind him as well. They're gonna be hoping for the flute in here and not the cape.
Flute would be ideal. Cave would be sad times.
Yeah, maybe both. Maybe they're
Maybe
both
both.
here. There's another bee. Jesus. Okay. How many bees is that? Is that just 2 or is that like 5? I've lost track.
I believe that's 2. Unless you count a fairy as a bee.
I mean, it's not too incorrect. Those were 2 really weird pokes on that mini Moldorm right there. How did he poke those? How did he poke that both times? Whatever.
Well, he has 2 bodies.
That's true. The head and the bouncy little.
It's his
midsection.
name. It's a Pokey.
A pokey.
It's what he's
I don't
good.
think that's his actual name. I think that's just the fan name.
It's just a fan name. Nah, I'm pretty sure that's the real name.
You don't want to call him Hoku Boku every single time. Ether Medallion was on the floating island, which is just fine. We have access to that.
Yeah, so we can
And-
definitely go into Turtle Rock.
Alright, Kern does get the hook shot and is going to be leaving. Not going to be going into Swamp Palace immediately. One thing to note here, Turtle Rock has one hint tile and it's right inside the front door. So I could see him just hopping in here to check that out immediately. Or I guess he's going to go in anyway. So
Yeah.
just save it until after checking all this stuff. We do see Slim Cure there. Did use his fairy. After getting the item? Was that anything important in there? I totally missed whatever item that was.
Well, take a look at the color of Mr. Kirby.
Oh goodness. How colored is he?
He's
Ooh,
very
silvers. He is pretty red, isn't he? Alright.
Silver's good color too, though.
Silver's a pretty nice color. And he will be grabbing that Ether Medallion just in case it happens to be required for Misery Mire. So Superman Taylor is just going straight into the left side of Swamp Palace. The information on what is in the left side of Swamp Palace is a potential hint. So that would be a pretty important one to, pick up somewhere in a lot of situations. But with us missing as many items as we are, I think this is fine. Just to come check this right now. And you can't guarantee that hit will... Oh my gosh, the flute.
Oh.
Oh, he was happy about that one. Those were definitely excited spins. Okay, so that's awesome.
That is pretty awesome. There's another sword.
Our fourth sword up there in the Super Bunny Cave. Alright, that's awesome for Nin Taylor. So he now has logical access to Death Mountain, where everyone else is hoping to find the flute or the... I guess if they find the cape up here, they know where the flute must be. They know they've narrowed... it's easy to narrow down, right? Where it is. Don't forget that hint tile. A piece of heart is in Blind's hideout. Well,
Thank you.
No kidding.
Thank you. Haven't been there yet. Alright, well. Ack is going to be going as far as they can in Turtle Rock. Cannot complete it without the ice rod, of course, but aside from Trinex, still plenty of stuff here.
Yeah, everything here, even Mimicade, since we have that shiny mirror. Someone was asking about how hints are kind of giving you decisions here. So, I mean, when you can eliminate locations, it opens things up, right? If you know that... Oh, geez. I'm sure there's a really good example I could give, but being able to eliminate things can help you figure out where other things are. Like, we saw that the lamp was on Bumper Cave Ledge, right?
Yeah.
We got a hint telling us that, and some people have checked it as well. If we found another hint telling us where the cape was, and it was like, oh, the cape is on Death Mountain or something like that. I don't even know if that's a hint that they can give. I don't think it is. But just say if it was something like that. The cape is in Turtle Rock. Maybe if we got that hint. You would know that the flute has to be in a location
That's not
before-
locked.
that's not lamp locked. Yeah, before going up Death Mountain. So it would tell you that in this case the lamp was either, or the flute would either be in Swamp Palace or in Ice Palace, because those are about the only places we have left to go that aren't on Death Mountain.
Ooh.
Swamp Palace being very nice.
Getting that book might end up being a great decision not to dip out of here as soon as you got the flute for that reason.
Yeah, for sure. It's a pokey, of course it is. Okay, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
That's great. Man, okay, Swamp was awesome. That gives us our Death Mountain access in the flute, and the book is pretty convenient. We can come right here and check out the Bamos tablet, which is, of course, going to be our great big heart piece.
Not so great, not so big, but every little bit helps.
Well, conveniently, we do have that book. We can go right into Desert Palace right here. That's not so shabby. Kern is actually going to be doing all of Hera. I was trying to do the cool little boomerang dash. You can throw an item a different way and item dash at the same time. Oh, he's trying to he's getting bullied by these tiles instead. Oh, nope, that wasn't it. This is like 3 button presses on the same frame. It's really hard to do.
No, just dropping a bomb, that's a lot simpler.
I guess it is. So Super Nintendo decided not to hop in the desert right there. He's going to go activate the flute instead, which is just as fine. You can just fly down to Desert Palace. And I guess, you know, Misery Mire as well.
And you just mirror into...
Yeah, that makes a lot of
Needs to
sense.
read.
Yeah.
Reading's for nerds.
Well, then Super Nintendo is the biggest nerd, but he's also the biggest nerd with the flute that no one else has right now. Did I totally miss what was like left in Turtle Rock? Because Ack is... Oh, he mirrored out to check that Spiral Cave because he hadn't done that yet. Interesting. Okay, that's cool. That's pretty nice. You can do that. I hadn't thought about that.
Unique
A
item.
unique item. Well,
Ours?
have we seen the... We've seen the... What was in the Bonk Rocks? Because Kingston had money.
Bonk Rocks.
I don't remember what was in the Bonk Rocks, but King's Tomb definitely had money in it. That could easily mean the Torch on Desert here that Super Taylor's about to see. Bonk Rocks was a shield. Okay, we're getting told Bonk Rocks was a shield. That is not a unique item. So, interesting. So there may be something pretty fancy here on the Desert Torch, is what we're thinking.
I mean, it could be powder on GT Torch as well, I think.
Yeah, it could be. GT Torch is counted for that boots requirement. Hey, there's our 3rd shield.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Ice Rod and TR.
Well,
who ever thought it's possible?
Who would have thought? Imagine that.
And this is, of course, the same seed where the hammer is in Thieves Town. Oh, there's powder.
Hey, there's powder. That is not on the GT Torch. Axe gotta be feeling really good about that. You know, with all the times that the runners, all runners ever, have seen Ice Rod in Turtle Rock, it wouldn't surprise me if people just go in here immediately when they can, like I think Kern's about to do.
Yeah, Ice Rod's gonna be in Turtle Rock. Ooh.
The bow is here too. Are you kidding me, dude?
Bow on Laser Bridge? Who would have thunk?
I can't believe this. Well, I think we're running out of things for there to be in the Desert Torch. It's probably the Cape Watch.
Okay, you think? Okay.
Oh. It must be talking about the GT Torch then, right?
What would be there? The a unique item is on the boss. Thanks.
That's
helpful.
That's not that helpful.
It's probably the boots.
That's likely the boots hint, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna call the red boomerang on the GT Torch, I think. Is there anything else it could be?
Oh, yeah, it could be the red boomerang, couldn't it? Have we seen the single arrow yet? That is a unique item.
That's true. I don't think we have.
Oh, no. Someone mentioned library sword. No, swords are not required. Or, not, I'm sorry, swords are not considered a unique item in this case. So, no, it would not meet the library. Though, that was a good thought. I had forgotten about that one.
Alright, stay big heart from Trinex, and we're done with Turtle Rock. Ak has to be feeling good about that. Had a little bit of trouble at the start, but that is a really good dip. And completion, I guess. It's not really a dip if you complete it. It's more like a dive.
No, boss keys are not considered unique items. Someone in chat was asking. This is kind of a new mode, so everyone's still getting used to all the... Especially, like, the wording, you know, of the hints. It's really gonna take getting used to the wording of the hints here. Mac? No, Ak. Mac the Boker is immediately going to be cashing in his bow here and all of this Eastern Palace and Palace of Darkness goodness.
Yep. Meanwhile, Super Taylor heading into Lemolis. Pretty easy fight when you got the fire rod. Ooh. Shouldn't have said anything.
I'm going to tell.
Don't tell. I
When
don't
we
want to get in
invite-
trouble.
When we invite Super and Taylor in here for the interview, I'm going to say, hey, you know that fire rod shot on Lamb Walls you missed? Well, there's someone you can blame for that. Alright, so Slim Kirby has taken down Argus now. It does not have the flute yet. He has the... Wait, he doesn't have the book. Does he have the book? He probably has the book. Oh, the book just isn't on our tracker, that's why. Is he going in? Okay, good, he's going back in. Perfect. Super Taylor is going into Misery Mire. I missed what the medallion was. It must be something we have, though.
It's Ether. Nope. It's Ether, and
nope.
That's on a...
That is not something we have, actually.
It's not here.
Ether is on Death Mountain, but I think Super Taylor is going there now. Where else do you go right now?
Yep.
Don't say Ice Palace. Okay, good. Okay. Some Kirby on the way getting the flute. Kern is checking out Turtle Rock and the Mimic Cave. Gonna be very pleased to find the ice rod here. Ak is going to be clearing out the bow locked dungeons, having just gotten the bow from the Turtle Rock laser bridge. Super Taylor is saving the old man. Our only player with actual logical access to Death Mountain right now. And I can only imagine we'll also be going into Turtle Rock. I would think so after all this. And we'll probably be able to fully clear it as well. So the cape has to be like an Ice Palace at this point, right?
Yeah, I believe that's the only thing that we have not actually seen. And since the bow was on Laser Bridge, we know that it's not going to be in Palace of Darkness at all. Or Eastern Palace, for that matter.
The hint tile in Palace of Darkness did say Bombos was on a boss, which is good to know if you weren't already done with Turtle Rock. So I guess you could have gotten that hint, right? Before finding the bow.
I guess so.
Oh, we haven't seen either tablet yet here, yeah. Well, the book is on our tracker. What the heck am I talking about? I don't know. Anyway, Slim Kirby has both the book and the flute now. Gonna be walking all the way back here to check the big chest.
Spin Taylor heading into Tower of Hera. Of course, does not know that the bow and the ice rod await in Turtle Rock, so...
Is he gonna fully clear it? He has the hint that... Yeah, he's going. Okay. Oh, no he's not.
Nah.
Oh, he's gone. Alright, cool. That's fine.
You got so much stuff on the east side. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I can definitely get behind this idea, this decision.
He sees ether. Stops receiving.
These ether stops like, oh boy, there's ether. Hopefully he'll still go in this turtle rock, right?
Hopefully.
Oh man.
It's hard though. This is a hard decision to make.
Yeah, it is. If you go with the turtle rock right here, you get to go mode Meyer. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but if you go into Turtle Rock and Ice Rod's not here, you have to go through it again. It's really hard.
Yep, that is a difficult decision to make. It really is. Yeah. Missing the bow as well. Maybe that'll incentivize him to go in there first to maybe try to find the bow that leads to the ice rod. I mean, we know it doesn't, but that could be his line of thinking. I'm not positive. I think either way he's going to check these two items or these two caves over here first in hopes of perhaps getting the ice rod and of course to pick up that ether medallion that we do need.
Yeah, it's really nice in these situations if the game just tells you what to do, though it won't in this particular scenario.
Does get the golden sword though.
Right, well, Ak is making his way through the Dark Mason pod. Not going to find pretty much anything of value here.
Yeah, we found just about everything important by at this point. I mean, between all the runners, we have everything we need to finish the game. Well, for people who know how to do dark rooms, that is. We still don't know where the cape is. You know, I guess with the location of the flute to get up Death Mountain, the cape can still be in Mire, right? Because that that ether medallion was not fire locked, or was not, you know, lamp locked.
You might be right, actually.
Alright, Krim gets his red mail from Spike Cave, does turn into the old man with purple clothes.
The old man with the clothes, as opposed to the other old men in this game, which do not have clothes, I guess.
Well, the other old man has blue clothes. This one has
Okay.
purple clothes.
We got an adjective.
It's like that Disney movie, The Old Man's New Clothes.
Oh, is that the name of the movie?
I'm pretty sure that's the exact name of the movie. I mean, gonna be doing some dark rooms here. Kind of dangerous dark rooms if you don't have the firepower to make them easy. Such as, I really like using the medallions in this case. Like, if you flip over, oh, I guess you have the fire rod to just light the torches. Sure, you can do that, I guess. But if you don't have the fire rod, you can flip these guys over, and if you're having trouble finding them, you can just use one of the, you can use Bombos or Ether to take them out. Don't use Quake, though. Quake will just stun them. It will not defeat them. It'll just delay their time until they flip themselves back over.
Not especially useful.
Yeah, and contrary to popular belief, Quake does not flip the turtles. It doesn't do anything if they're upright. Only the hammer does, though.
Imagine if it did.
I still don't think I would use it. Very nice helmet sword fight by Ak.
Just one silver, that's all it takes.
Superman Taylor saving and quitting out, not going into Turtle Rock. That's pretty unfortunate. Maybe he will come back here after he goes and finishes Mire. I mean, we hope.
We hope.
We hope.
We hope it's that and not Ice Palace at this point.
This isn't Misery Mire.
This is not Misery Mire. This is Bat, I guess. You should find the powder.
Oh yeah, we did just get the powder, didn't we? Meanwhile, on the right side, Slim Kirby is using that flute to finish off Desert Palace here. Does not have the Ether Medallion. Needs to be getting up to Death Mountain here pretty soon, I would think. That's where everything is. Imagine that.
Did Slim Kirby forget the boss key? Or... That's interesting. I wonder what happened.
I have no idea what happened there. But he also really wants to check the pad.
Hold on a second, I got powder. I'll be right back with all this.
I've never had the feeling so hard of wanting to do bad that I leave in the middle of the dungeon to go check it, but I don't know. I'm not in this race. Maybe I'd feel different if I was in this race.
Maybe.
Oh, he doesn't have the fire rod or the lamp.
Oh.
He can't. Oh, jeez, dude.
That's not good.
No, you can't. You cannot fight land moles without fire. That is true. Okay, so Slim Kirby. Wow. Okay, yeah. He needs to get over. That was in the peg cave, right?
Yes, it was.
Kern finds out something he would have liked to know a little bit ago. That...
To be fair, he could have found that out before he actually went in there. Alright, that's Eastern Palestine for Rack as well.
Yep, he's done with Eastern and Pod, all that. So now he has to go into Ice or into Swamp. Yeah, I think that's his next kind of logical places he would want to go in search of the flute. Because he knows that all this stuff he's been doing has been out of logic right now. He still does not have logical access to Death Mountain, where all the goodies were.
It's very true, indeed.
But
going up to Hera instead.
He might be banking on the Cape just being in one of the other locations.
Yeah.
And then Taylor is doing a hover here to get over to Vitreous. This is pretty far. You're almost there. Keep going.
Oh, so nice.
I love that pause at the end. He was like, "Whew, I did it. Let's go."
Starkroom. Some say the hardest Starkroom leave. Their setups makes it a lot easier. Yeah, it's totally destroyed it. Well, I would expect that from somebody who just hovered their way there, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, he got through there really quickly through that first room.
Secret power is said to be in the arrow.
It's true. It has the power to... The arrow is... It has the power to defeat Ganon in 4 shots.
It does.
But no, in all honesty, that hint means nothing. There are some joke useless hints that are in the pool sometimes, so don't be surprised if you see some things that are kind of nonsense, because they likely are nonsense. Speaking of silver arrows, they are make very quick work there of Armos Knight's Kern getting his what number crystals is fourth crystal. That's right. Gonna be checking all of the Pot of Darkness immediately after, I would imagine.
Really eager to use the secret power of the arrow.
Yes, for sure.
Kern got that hint. He knows.
He knows where the secret power is. It's in the arrow. So, interesting to note here that the... Taylor's like, well, I'll just select my bow to go fight Vitreous. Oh, heck.
I don't have the bow.
We're going to have to be using some gold sword spins. Yep, there we go. What was I saying? I was saying something about... Oh, yeah. So, without the capacity upgrades in the item pool anymore, arrow management kind of gets a little... important near the end of the game if you have the silvers. If you start getting, I guess, especially if you don't have the silvers, because Armos Knight actually takes a lot, and Vitreous actually takes a heck of a lot of arrows to actually take out.
Yes.
If you're doing Armos Knights and Vitreous right next to each other, that's actually a good chunk of your arrows gone. And if you're using some of them to ascend GT, there's not too many arrow pots at the top. There's some in in the basement near the back, but there's not that many easily accessible in the front. There's actually a good number climbing up, actually, now that I think about it. As long as you're keeping it in mind. Heck, what are you doing?
What is he doing?
He's styling.
Oh my gosh. Alright, well that's the green pendant. Gonna be a little disappointing if that gets turned in, but I guess we have it.
Well, there's 300 items. 300 items? Wow.
300 items in
rupees.
one chest.
Oh, my god, there's so many items.
E30 is crazy!
Instant go mode. But it's not even considered a unique item because there's 300 of them.
Yeah, exactly. No hints about that.
Sorry. Slim Kirby finally gets his fire rod. Probably not going to be feeling too happy about getting it so late, but I think is immediately going to go over to Mothula. Is the cape going to be here in Mire? No, that was the second item in Mire. It's not here.
Okay then. So I guess it is an ice palace.
I guess it really is an ice palace, yeah. Nobody's going there. Please, nobody go to Ice Palace.
Don't go to
Taylor,
Ice
please don't. Please don't go to Ice Palace.
Big Bomb?
Yeah, that seems likely.
That 10 bombs from Mr. Ashla. Now the 10 bomb. Is that a unique item or is that not a unique item?
I do not think it is.
Okay.
No, it is not. I just checked.
Alright. That would be a bit mean to have two of those. That's the wrong bomb.
That is the 3 bomb. Actually, that's a lot of bombs. I don't know how many bombs that is, but it's a lot. It does take a hit from that guy just to be able to dash. Very nice use of the damage boost mechanic there. Ooh, Ak is going into Swamp Palace, is going to be hitting his go mode, provided he does the left side. Which I think in this situation, I don't think you would avoid doing left side.
Probably not.
If your choices are Pendant Swamp or Pendant Ice Palace, you're probably going to do everything you can in one before going to the other.
Yes. Oh, takes this bomb again.
Yeah, Super Nintendo had a really nice bomb dupe there. He got to dash that whole screen and glitch his bomb back behind him as he screen transitioned right as the timer hit 0. But unfortunately picked it back up right there. Does find our last bottle, I believe, in there, but still nothing of use. Super Nintendo, you gotta get back to Turtle Rock, dude. Don't fly to 8. Don't do it. No.
Okay.
No. Okay. I am pleased. Alright, Slim Kirby finally takes down Mothula using that shiny new fire rod. Does get the Bombus Medallion, which is required for Turtle Rock. Has he been over there yet? I would think so. He has the Silver Arrow, so yes, he has.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so he knows Turtle Rock is now open to him. So with this race, does this race determine who gets to join the fall tournament next month? So this is the first race in a series of 15 qualifier matches. People who want to be in the running for getting into the group stages of the fall tournament must race 5 of the 15 qualifier races. So, and this is just the first one. We have a schedule that was just linked in chat there by the Speed Gaming bot. That has the times of all the races. If you wish to join, please come join. We are, in my experience, the Link to Past Randomizer community is one of the nicest I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of. Everyone's super cool and helpful, and it's pretty great. So if you want to hop in these races, even if you just want to race these for fun, like, well, I'll probably never get into group stages, but maybe I'll jump on these races anyway, you know, just to have fun with the at least 20 other people who are going to be racing this with me. Yeah, go ahead, do it. The signups, joining the race is your sign up to the tournament. So there's no like, as long as you sign up like 1 hour before the race starts, you can join that race and be a part of the fun. And Act the Boker is heading straight to the left side. Gonna be grabbing that flute here, and we'll be in go mode very shortly.
Yes, indeed.
Likewise, Super Nintendo looks like he's going right into Turtle Rock. I'm going to be hitting go mode there, but I think is still a little bit of dungeon behind. Ack having already done Eastern Palace and Pod.
Ack will also be able to go mode Mystery Mire.
That will be pretty nice, considering I think that big key was right on the bridge, right? First chest?
Yeah, it's right there. And Ack, as Nintailor has, showing some considerable hovering skill. Alright, well, Curran takes down Helmsor King. As Slim Kirby takes down Limolus.
Alright. Crystals in the sky for everyone. Just to expand a little bit, all the qualifier races will be in open mode, but once we get to the group stages, that's when you'll start seeing a lot of variants. All that new inverted mode will be included. You'll be able to see a whole bunch of that, I'm sure. I'm sure some people are going to be crazy enough to choose inverted as their preferred mode once they get into group stages. But you'll be seeing inverted, you'll be seeing retro, swordless, key sanity, and probably still some standard and open. You'll be seeing some hard and expert difficulties as well, most likely. But yeah, all the variants comes after the qualifier stage. But until all the qualifiers are done, we've got 15 open mode races that are open for everyone. So join the Link to the Past Randomizer server, and I think one of the announcements in there has the link to the tournament Discord server, where all that information takes place, and all of the preparing and all that stuff is it's in a Discord separate from the main Link to the Past Randomizer Discord, just so we can keep it all together in one place and separate from everything else. And Act the Boker activating this flute here, now in go mode. We'll go mode Misery Mire, immediately mirror to finish up Desert Palace, and will likely be our first racer up in Ganon's Tower. Slim Kirby is deciding to fully clear Hera, it looks like, knowing that he's got to go all the way to the basement. Has so much stuff in East Death Mountain. Wait, does he? No, he's already checked East Death Mountain. He's really only has Turtle Rock over here left, huh?
Yep. He has already been up here. Sequence broke quite a while ago.
Yeah, so he just wants to do this in fear of potentially double dipping Turtle Rock, I guess.
Yeah. It's not been kind to Slim Kirby this race, so probably just wants to minimize the annoyance that can occur.
Yeah, some people like to, skip the really far out of the way spots and gamble on there being nothing there. And some people like to be extremely thorough, and while they won't get time, the people who are really thorough have a lot less variance because they're not skipping stuff, right? They're gonna always get stuff. I think, I kind of feel like that's how I play. I kind of am the not crazy risk taker. But I don't put as good a times as the people who are crazy risk takers. Yeah. But I'm consistent, and that's important. Consistency is very important in randomizer races.
Yeah, and I am also the same way. I tend to prefer consistency unless I feel really just behind, and I feel like that's gonna hurt me as far as the results go. If it's just like a normal race, then I tend to play just standard, but well, anyway, it's not important.
Standard or open?
Yeah.
Haha. That's a randomizer joke.
Alright, Act the Boker on Limola. Gonna be a pretty easy fight with the Fire Rod, Gold Sword.
Now, last time you said this,
Oh my
the same
god.
thing happened. The same thing. Are you
No,
serious?
it's not my fault. I didn't know. Alright. Don't tell.
You thought I was kidding.
Tell. I can't get in trouble.
I'm telling.
You're gonna ground me.
I can't believe this. Oh man, Kern's in Swamp Palace. Okay, so he's gonna be getting go mode here fairly shortly as well. Yeah, Slim Kirby looks like he's going into a rock, I would hope, because there's nothing really else to do over here, but he's already done it.
I think it's that time. And luckily for Slim Kirby, everything they need is in Turtle Rock. Except that Ether Medallion, which is right there, near Turtle Rock.
Oh, what was on the lumberjack ledge? Was that rupees?
Oh, that was the half magic.
It was half magic. Oh, is that the unique item that requires
I
boots?
still want the single arrow to be on GT Torch.
I think someone said that we've had it. We found the single arrow already.
Did we?
Half magic is considered a unique item. Okay, that would make sense. Hey, I forgot about that. Okay, that's likely what that hint is pointing towards. Okay.
I was looking forward to that too.
You know, I feel like chat has had that figured out for like hours,
Probably.
and just now realized it.
They tend to.
Well, that's not where the big key was.
No.
It must have been at the spike chest. Right?
I guess so.
I guess so.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Oh, well, that's convenient because this store right here is the one we want anyway.
Yeah, that's very... It is the almost Godmire. It's close enough in my opinion.
Alright, well, Kirby did not opt to go into the rock going to Mr. Meyer.
Oh, that stinks.
That does stink.
Yeah, because one of the items was in the big chest, and that's pretty close to the last spot people usually check.
Yes.
Well, Kern finishes up. Argus will hopefully walk back in. Hopefully. Once he gets out of this cutscene. Go away, cutscene. I want to see. No. Oh, no.
No.
Okay, well, we might be seeing Ice Palace.
No.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that... In retrospect, we thought Swamp was kind. That book might actually just be a very devious meanness
Oh,
for this exact scenario.
oh, no. I mean, it makes a whole lot of sense, I guess, just to come out here, check the tablet, and hop down and check in the desert. But, dang, that really stinks. Yep, he's going right in the desert.
Yeah, that does stink. Wow.
I mean, at least desert's a crystal, but, man, just... Bleh.
This is the time when the left side gamble will bite you.
That was a really nice block punt there from Nin Taylor. Just item dashing with Samaria. Just punts that block way over there and detonates it at just the right time to hit that switch.
Alright, well, gameplay. We play game.
Oh,
GT.
yeah, video games and Ganon's Tower. Active Boker is heading into Ganon's Tower. Ganon's Tower has 22 chests that have like another big key and numbers and stuff. So I guess since this is the first match of the tournament, we should probably do this a little properly.
Okay, so there's 22 chests in Ganon's Tower, or 22 locations, I should say, that can have the big key. If you want to get your guess in chat, then if you have subscribed to any Speed Game channel or donated 250 bits or more, you can get on a leaderboard if you guess right. So go ahead and get those guesses in. If you haven't, then you just play for fun. But
We have a bot. Does the game? Do we do this? Oh man.
I don't know. Did wait? People are guessing numbers. Somebody has
They're
to have
saying
started
numbers.
it.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a but I don't know. I
don't
don't
even
know
know if we're
I'm
doing
not.
the game,
I'm not
honestly,
in a
but-
position. I'm not in this position to decide if we'd play the game. We'd start the bot, and I don't know.
All right. Well,
Whatever. It's fine.
yeah.
It's
What
fine.
did
Don't
you
worry.
guess?
Don't worry about it, guys. You can guess anyway. In this, for this, if we do it this way, multiple people can be correct, right? And if you're not correct, you can just claim you are because so many people guess that no one's gonna look up to see if you're actually legitimate.
You can. What'd you guess?
What? Oh,
What?
I want it to be in
Mine's on Twitch.
the right side chest in the hope room, the first room on the right.
All right, well, I'm already
right
wrong. All right.
All right, Ganon's Tower. Here we go. We're actually getting into the meat of the dungeon now. Just that first chest there is usually a little slow. Ek might be doing. No, he's killing the Stalfos, which makes me think he's going to be staying this route. Yes, he is. He did not want to check the two chests on the right side first. He's going straight left. Yeah. Usually, you'll see sometimes people will come left here first to. This is Stolfos has like the hops. It's crazy. They'll check the first. They'll check those first chests in the in the Stolfos room there, then just mirror and then go to the right side and go full right side. Sometimes people will do that, but
Yeah.
and that typically happens if people skip the right two chests in the first place. But that didn't happen. We'll see if it pays off for Ak.
There's a few different ways you can route GT. This being one of them, I suppose. Though we don't not seed it very often. Another 300 items for Active Evoker. Coming up on the random room now. 4 items in here. Oh, there it is. So that would be...
I wasn't counting. Were you?
No.
That's supposed to be our job, right?
Well, he went full left side, and it was in the first chest in the random room.
It's not too shabby.
What's the answer, chat? This is a test for you guys. People are saying 8. I guess it was 8. Guessed 8. Congrats.
Ooh, I see 2 8s and 3 4 8s. That pretty much confirms it, right? So congratulations to everyone who picked 8, and also congratulations to everyone who has claimed to have picked 8, because you are also correct. I ain't checking.
Did you know that I picked 8, Mikon?
I did too. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yo, congratulations to us. I love these laggy Cane of Burna dash strats here in Vitreous.
Oh my gosh. Cane of Burna is a magical item more than one way, I will say.
Yeah, Current's had a nice palace.
Oh my gosh. I feel so bad for Current.
This is
He was so close.
What better race than the first one of the tournament to remind everyone, be careful about skipping left side of Swamp Palace. However, maybe one of the 3 hint tiles in here will tell him that the flute is there, and then he can just immediately leave. A unique item can be bought. That was probably... Did the bottle vendor have a glove?
Selling them power gloves instead. And I guess Sora also had a Moon Pearl.
Or had the Moon Pearl. Yep, that'd do it.
So they're selling lots of unique items today.
Yep.
Oh man.
Is this version 30? Yes, this is the legendary version 30. The one that included inverted mode, though this is open mode. All the qualifiers will be in open mode. We might not see inverted mode until a little bit later in the tournament. Though you might see some speed gaming daily races that host inverted mode, I'm sure. Slim Kirby's also on Ice Pals, does not want to go into Turtle
Oh
Rock.
my gosh. Well,
Do we... Someone's asking if we knew where the lamp was. Yeah, the lamp is on Bumper Ledge and no one has found the cape. It has to be in Ice Pals at this point, right?
yeah, we were about to find the cape. On one of these two screens, we'll find the cape.
I'm pretty sure we're going to find the cape here. There's another tile at the top of this room. Alright, Kern. Some arrows is a mimic cave. Well, a little late for that.
Not quite proper grammar, but...
I guess that'll be news for Slim Kirby, who hasn't been there yet.
Right, meanwhile, Act Boker is already just barely a few screens away from Moldorm 2. Really power through the tower.
Yeah. Powering through the tower of power. I actually think this might be called
The tower power?
the tower of... No, it's the pyramid of power.
Okay.
Not... Okay. Pyramid
Wait.
of power is the pyramid. Well, this isn't the pyramid, obviously.
Scans.
It's the pyramid.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of things of power here, Actiboker very quickly hovering past Moldworm 2. See you, dude. Kind of messing up the hookshot thing there. Probably because he didn't have the hookshot equipped, so he didn't try. That would make
Okay.
sense.
I'll just hover. It's easier than just equipping my hookshot and killing Moldorm 2. Alright, well.
Ack is on to Ganon 2 as Super Sailor enters the tower. Kern, is this the cape?
Nope. So if you really wanted the lamp, it's this Ice Palace is making you work for it.
No, he hit it with 3 energy shots there, but I think only 2 of them might have counted. Oh, maybe not.
I think it was 2, 3, 1.
Oh, Kern just walked past the last tile. He didn't read it, did he? I gotta watch on the restream. No, he walked right past it, and you can't go back through that door, so he's not gonna have that information. Oh no, I hope that doesn't have the flute end on it.
Oh boy.
I love that we have 2 players in Ice Palace looking for completely different items.
Alright, Act Boker coming in to the Ganon fight. Meanwhile, all we care about is where is this cape?
Yeah,
It's on Cold Stare.
It would not surprise me to see it on Cold Stare. Alright, is this it? Is it in this one right here?
There it is.
We did it!
Mystery solved.
We solved the seed, guys.
Oh boy.
Alright, Golden Sword, Silver Ganon, Red Mail. It doesn't really get much easier than this, right? Oh no, we don't have half magic. Whatever will we do? Oh, we know where it is.
We do know where it is.
Where's the boots?
Does require the boots. We did find those. Ooh. Ooh, what was that?
Missed a sword there or something. Didn't work right. Setting up for a double right here.
Nice
Or a
triple.
triple. That is quite a bit more than double. And down goes Ganon. Alright, so congratulations to Actiboker, our first finisher on the restream, and finishing 3rd place overall. In the race of, geez, how many people in this? Like, at least 30. Closer to 40?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over some names here as we will see. I don't know if Ak is going to be joining us here. we're getting used to all this. How all this works behind the scenes. I will say Sinhee got first place with a 127.38. Salty Fry got a 133.52, and Ack with his 133.59. Just 7 seconds apart. Wow. I'm just reading off some names in order here. Solski. Oh. And that's how we're going to go right now. So Ack's going to be our first player finishing on the restream. Unfortunately, the other players will be ejected into space, and they'll have to. Yeah, unfortunately, they'll have to be playing the other qualifier races from outer space. You think we do the 20-minute restream? We do the 20-minute delay because of like.
Yeah, I'm sure it's distance, right? It's like
They're
the
trying. Yeah, they're trying.
satellite delay.
You'd think it's like the tone down on the stream sniping, but no, it's actually because internet in space is actually just that bad.
By the way, we are joined by our first finisher, Act Booker. GG, welcome.
GG, guys. Thank you.
Oh, congratulations! 7 seconds behind second place. That's still pretty close.
It's just a qualifier race, I guess. Just trying to finish good is all you can hope for.
Yeah, from what I understand, the placing doesn't really matter as much as the time between you and some sort of average figured out between the first 3 finishers, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to go over it again myself. It's all written down.
Right. Yeah, I'd actually forgotten that that's how that works. I don't know. That's too complicated for me.
It's pretty. Yeah.
Just tell me if I'm in or not. That's all I care about.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Keep it easy. Just play a seed and try to be fast. That's the simplest way to do it.
So, speaking about the seed, let me hear your thoughts on this treasure.
I mean, it was kind of interesting with the lamp being where it was.
Yeah.
And the cape not existing everywhere. Watching a little bit of the restream now, I guess it was an ice palace. That makes sense.
It was definitely an ice palace. No one had found it until just now.
And then, your standard ice rod and turtle rock, but then you had the bow up there too. It was really interesting. After going into turtle rock, you're exiting and you're 1 item away from go mode. And then you just got to decide, hey, when am I going to go to left side swamp?
Yeah, exactly. I think by the time you got to left side swamp, you didn't really have very many options other than like ice or swamp, right? I think you had figured out by then that, well, I guess you didn't know like where the cape was going to end up, if it was going to be like the cape or the lamp. I guess.
Yeah, or the cape or the flute. Yeah, it was really interesting. That was kind of why I did Hera before I did Swamp, because I felt like it was more likely that the cape was going to be in Swamp or Ice. And then, I don't know, that meant that it wouldn't be in Hera, so I was like, hey, maybe the flute will be here. I wasn't right, but, I don't even know if my logic was right for thinking that, but that's why I did it.
I do like how we have your screen saying the explosion sleeps again at the same time Kern is pulling the pedestal to get his 3 dice bombs.
I apologize to spoil it then.
I do like also how both possible accesses to Death Mountain, being in the flute and the lamp, were one was in Pendant Swamp and the other was in Pendant Ice. So if you picked Pendant Ice over Pendant Swamp, dang, that could have been really awful. Because you would have thought all this stuff is in logic now.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. I know at one point when I was going to Catfish, I thought about just using the portal and going into Ice Palace since I had the items to complete it, and then I realized that it wasn't a crystal, and I was like, that's actually a bad idea, don't do that.
You're definitely right.
Yeah.
So V30, oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, we got our hint tiles. I have to slap myself in the wrist every time I dash past one, because I've been playing this game for a year now. You never touch those unless you were doing bingo, and now all of a sudden they have information on them that can be game changing.
Yeah, I guarantee you I'm going to be doing the same thing when I start racing this.
I didn't even know where all of them won. I mean, I knew a handful of them, but Yeah, there's some really strange ones. The one in Meyer is like probably my favorite one. That like, how would you ever find that?
Oh yeah, because it's straight up from the room that opens up the hole.
Yeah, it's a
The hole that
fire
you fall
rod
down.
locked hint. Really.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I think the hints really give more. We were talking about this earlier. It gives a lot more value. I feel to Hera and Ice Palace. We just kind of figure that both of them were were pinned in dungeons in this case.
Yeah. Our hint-loaded dungeons. That was another neat thing about Hera too. Almost kind of pushed me to Ice just because I know one of the hints on the table, I believe, gives you the the items that are on the left side swamp, and that's kind of nice to know if you hadn't done swamp yet. But we didn't find it. Would have been nice if that hint was just hanging out in Hera. That would have saved me a little bit of time.
Yeah, that is definitely a possible hint. And probably would have saved. Well, it would have saved Kern a bit of time because he's still looking for the flute right now, though he is having the left side swamp right now.
Yeah, at the end it kind of turned into just a which pendant dungeon is your item kind of guessing game, because you only needed one item from the 3 pendant dungeons, outside of logic, but enough to beat the seed, and you just had to pick the right one.
No, that's Randomizer. That's how it'll go.
We do have Nin Taylor, one arrow away from finishing off Ganon. And there he goes.
Oh yeah, apologize to Taylor if you're watching. Sorry we kind of glazed over the Ganon fight. It was really good. I liked the part where you used the gold sword and the silver arrows.
You really made good use of
the fight.
That secret power.
Yeah, congratulations. We'll go down a little bit more of the finishers we have here, provided they have caught up. Superman Taylor. I did mention Silsky finishing in 4th place. Superman Taylor finished in 5th place overall with a 141.16.
Yeah, GG, thanks for the restream as always. Thank you for the commentary. Who was tracking today? I always got to give them a personal shout out. They deserve it.
Today, our trackers were Magic Jade 47 and Tirasu, who have been doing a very good job. Thank you so much for tracking this awesome first race of the Link to the Past Fall qualifiers, which are leading into the fall tournament, I suppose. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, Magic Jade and Tirasu. I'll head on out so you guys can talk to Taylor, but yeah, have a good one. Thank you.
Yeah, thank
congrats.
You. Speaking of Super Nin Taylor, there are Super Nin here.
Hello.
Hello. GG. How are you feeling?
Not bad, I guess. It was decent finish. I think it was like 5th or something, or 6th. Or...
Yeah, 5th wasn't too bad. It was actually, yeah, 5th, but still 5 minutes past the place right before you. It makes you kind of wonder, like, what did they all do?
Guessing everyone dipped Turtle Rock right when they went to Death Mountain.
That's probably likely. Turtle Rock was pretty loaded.
Yeah, I kind of wish I went into Turtle Rock right when I went there instead of grabbing Ether and leaving and going back to Meyer, and then being like, oh, I guess maybe I should go to Turtle Rock now.
Well, I think it was a pretty safe move for you because you don't want to dip Turtle Rock, or you don't want to double dip Turtle Rock when the Ice Rock is easily sitting in Meyer. But it's a really difficult decision to make. I can understand that.
Yeah, it's just hindsight, but you can't know for sure what the right move is until you've already played the seed.
Exactly.
Also, losing time trying to farm rupees for Zora, that kind of sucked too. I don't know if that was caught on the restream or not because there's 4 people going. But...
did you get the 300 that was at the race game?
I skipped it.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, you were not the only one that skipped that and sort of regretted it a bit later. Though you did get it just in time for the dig game.
Oh my god. And
and
then I quick hopped off that by accident. I was like, oh, whoops. I meant to charge my dash, like, so I could just dash to the item, and then I hit my dash and I was like right against the ledge, so I quick hopped off the edge, and I was like, oh my god. Might as well go get my sword now and then try this again.
Yeah,
accidents happen.
It was pretty good. Did you
Yeah, I had a
use
lot
the,
of weird time losses. The what?
Did you use the pick up the bomb to not go through your portal?
Yeah, I did that.
Okay. I wasn't positive. I think I like just glanced over as like right as you crossed the portal. I wasn't sure if you went through. Yeah, that's a very rarely used piece of tech. I feel that if you're holding something, you don't actually go through portals, so it's pretty good to
Yeah,
know.
it doesn't come
That's
into
good.
play a lot, but yeah, it is a cool thing to know about in case weird things like that happen.
Something else I want to comment on is you're hovering.
Oh, yeah. I think I only did it in Meyer.
Yes, that's still quite the room to hover in. So
Yeah,
well
it's just
done.
unfortunate that if Vitreous like had the item you were looking for, that would have been awesome. But you had to go back into the dungeon anyway.
Yeah. It was partially for swag and partially hoping he had the item. Although, if you find the big key on the right side, the chances of Vitreous actually having an item are slightly less.
Is that so?
Yeah, but I went for it anyway. Again, mostly for swag.
Well, it worked out. You definitely nailed it.
Yeah. I thought about doing it in Spectacle Rock. I was like, oh, if I fail this is kind of a long way back. Do you know what the... I'm assuming A covered it, unless he went there super early, like before Boots. Do you know what the hint said?
He did get it. He hovered there and he hovered back. Oh gosh,
Well,
what was
he
that
tried to hover
specific
back.
hint? Yeah, he tried to hover back, fell, and then immediately saved and quit and went to the old
Ugh.
man save point. Which by that time you had hookshot, so why not? It makes sense to do that anyway.
Yeah.
No, I don't quite remember what was that specific hint tile. There were a couple pretty okay hints, I guess. A lot of the useful ones I feel were a little too vague to be that useful.
Yeah, I was hoping it wasn't a crucial one. I was like, oh, if I skip that and the other people checked it, I could be in trouble. Seems like a lot of the hints are pretty vague. At least in this seed.
Yeah, there was a couple we didn't see. I don't remember. No one checked the one in the dev room in the bottom right where Ice Rod Cave would be in the Dark World. No one checked that one.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird one to check. That's
It
way out of the
really
way.
is. The only like easy way to go check that one is if you're also mirroring to Ice Rod Cave at the same time, but you really put off Ice Rod Cave that long? I don't know. It's
Yeah.
hard to say. I hope the hint tells you that something's an Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah. Wait, so the scoring's based on only the first 3 people that finish?
The way it takes some sort of average from the first 3 people that finish, and then your kind of ranking is based on that. So it's really about time rather than placing.
Yeah. So oddly enough, even coming 5th, like that might not even be a good score in the end. Who knows? We'll see how it plays out.
I think you'll be fine. This is just the first one anyway, and I think it's a pretty close time for that.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it.
With 96 people going in, I think chances are, if you're playing good enough to get 5th place in a race, I think that you'll be fine regardless.
So V30, how much of V30 have you actually gotten to play, and what are your general thoughts on it?
Oh, this is my first time playing V30. Like, I haven't been playing like a lot of seeds. The last time I actually generated my own seed was like at least half a year ago. The only Link to the Past I've been playing is just tournament races, whatever races I enter.
Interesting. So just
So I don't play a ton. Yeah. Well, I guess I
Well-
kind of play a ton because I enter like pretty much every tournament there is. But
Yeah, those were always going on. So
yeah, that's about it. I don't really play much others. I don't do daily seeds or anything. I probably should though. I probably should practice the newer ones because I haven't tried retro. Well, I tried it once to see what it was about, and it wasn't really working on my SD to SNES. But apparently they fixed it, so I should probably try that again.
oh yeah, I heard about that bug. It was
Just to
kinda,
confirm
like,
it's working.
crashed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
should probably try inverted too. Although I think, when does that start? Does that start? Inverted starts in the group stage, right? Like after the top 96 it starts?
Yes, it'll be after the qualifiers are all open mode. So once those are all done,
Yeah.
then we get into the funky modes.
Right. So I feel pretty good about my chance of making top 96, so I probably should practice inverted
Yeah.
and retro.
Yeah, I think I'm in the exact same boat. I have very little experience with both of those.
Yeah. Well, it's like completely different. You gotta find like new ways to route the whole thing. Especially inverted.
Not only is inverted have some crazy sort of new routing and stuff, it's also just really difficult at the start. There's so low supplies, and you're getting deep in Dark World.
Yeah. What was always known as like the go-to dungeon, the really easy one, Thieves Town, is probably now going to be one of the hardest ones in the game. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, doing blind with the hammer and 3 hearts is probably not going to be too rare.
Yeah. I could... Honestly, I'll probably just look other places before attempting that.
Yeah, same.
Or, I don't know, it's hard to say, because if you die to blind, it's really not that big of a backtrack. I don't know, I'll have to figure out how I want to approach that. I still need to practice, like I said. So.
Yeah, I'm sure some people make some recommended tactics or guides for inverted or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm
People
sure
usually
some
pretty good about
some meta will come up soon enough. Especially if it gets featured a lot in the tournament.
All right, well, congratulations on the fairly nice placing still.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks for commentating, etc., etc.
Thank you for all of the everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, I'm out.
All right, take care.
Thank you for joining us. Have a good day.
All right, that was Super and Taylor, our 2nd place finisher on the restream and 5th place overall in the race. Gonna throw out a couple more names of finishers. We have McLagging as in 6th, then Shady Force and Trenton. Sorry, Trenter TR. Imosaru Azipone. Hitsuyan Ras in the name of DT. Drakaris. Alright, we're getting up there. So Kern is now ascending against tower, having found the big key in the randomizer room. Is actually pretty low on arrows. It's on 12 right now, which is a little low. There's at least I know there's a 5 arrow pot right after Landmole is 2. I'm trying to think of what other ones are like immediately in the way, if any.
Yeah.
I mean, you only need 4 for Ganon, so it's kind of whatever.
Only need 4.
Only 4.
Don't even really need that if you want to get fancy, but
That's true. So the arrows actually do actual damage to Ganon, so you can actually use a combination of arrows and spins, and it's not 4 arrows or 12 spins. It's kind of a combination of the two because the arrows, they all take from the same damage pool.
You know, some Kirby finishing up Eastern Palace. This will be their last dungeon before GTA.
You know, I've tried using the Kirby sprite before, but the 1-tile high sprites are just not for me.
No.
As adorable as Kirby is, I had a lot of issues using it.
Yeah, some of them are really low, like on the actual, I guess, sprite map. So it'll cover up your shadow a bit, which makes doing some bomb jumps really hard, at least for me, because that's how I like to line them up.
Yeah, I could understand that one. Grim's gonna be running out of magic here in this room, but luckily has the blue potion, which is fine because I think he had like 1 or 2 hearts, so yeah, good a time as any.
Yes. 19 hearts, wow.
That is excessive. Holy cow.
It's a lot of hearts.
Someone asked in chat where red mail was. There was a mail upgrade in Spike Cave, I believe. I don't remember where blue mail was.
Blue mail was in Sarashala's closet.
Oh, that's right. So everyone probably got that one. Yeah, Spike Cable would have probably been your red mail. No, it's almost night. Ouch.
Oh no. If only we didn't have the secret power. It might be...
Your power is in the arrow, dude. Boy, was it.
That ended up being the most valuable hint of the entire seed, I think.
Everyone has used it quite effectively.
Yes. Right, on Aga 2 for Curran, let's see how they do. Ooh, very nice triple.
Very, very cool.
Whoops.
Oh. That was not as cool. It's definitely lower on the cool skill there. Oh, okay. Well, that's
Good
good.
recovery. This healthy old man is going to the Ganon fight now.
With his new clothes.
They're not so new now.
They've had some pretty big wear and tear. I think you're right. Ah, yes, the wonderful tunes of deleting blocks with the mirror. You took the wrong staircase up. Anyway, that's not the staircase you take.
God, man. That's not what you're supposed to take, but I mean, you can do whatever you want, really. Whatever makes you happy.
His brain might be a little frazzled right now from all the excessive stuff he's had to go through.
That would be very understandable. You get these seeds that either you kind of get led astray or whatever ends up happening, your brain shuts off. You don't really care at that point. You're just, okay, I'm gonna finish this race and forget it ever happened.
Yep. I totally understand that mindset.
Alright, Kern's already on phase 3. But your sword really does a number on making the early phases much quicker.
Yeah, you don't have to do too many of the fancy strats you see some people do. It's just you do
Whack 'em.
so much damage. Yeah, it's really crazy.
This might be a triple.
Whoa, ooh, barely dodged out of that in time. I don't know if he would have gotten knocked back off if he got hit by that or not, because I think he would have been moving downward, which means he would have been knocked upward by the shot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that would have been far enough to knock him off the edge or not. But either way, Kern does take down Ganon and walks through the door, right? Good, yes. Very good. Kern finished in 21st place with a 1:57:33. Congratulations. And Slim Kirby goes full right side here in Ganon's tower. I say full right, but I don't know if this is actually full. Unless he actually goes to Ice Armos as well. I don't
There's
know.
right side and there's full right. This is like the right side is half full, the right side is half empty, depending on what you find.
Okay, now it's full right. No, well, no, he has to get the key first.
Yep.
Okay.
You almost never see the full right side anyway, so.
Yeah, that's true. And welcome, Kern. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your finish.
Thank you.
How you feeling with that doozy? I bet you probably weren't too happy about what you found in Ice Palace.
I'm just surprised that that we chose all dungeons for the qualifier races.
It's like they didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, I just kind of had to figure that out myself. Yeah, I mean, I trolled myself real hard. I mean, it sucks when it comes down to like oh, okay, now the thing could be anywhere in the whole game and there's like pendant dungeons, but you know, I really should have just finished out Swamp Palace while I was there. I just got baited by that book.
And it seemed really easy to as well, right? Because the tablet was right there, and then Desert Palace access is also right there.
Well, it was that I think the thing that clinched the deal for me was that hint that said there's a unique item that's boots locked, and I don't think I had found one yet, so I was thinking about the Desert Palace torch.
Oh, I see. So we believe that hint was referring to the half magic at the Lumberjack Ledge.
Oh, I did see that, and I just totally forgot about it.
We forgot about it too for quite a while.
Yeah. We were kind of hoping there was something on the GT torch that we had forgotten about, but
Nope.
No, it was the half magic at the ledge.
Yeah, I think that the choice to like leave and go to desert is actually a good play, but I think my worst play was like, you know, I had this thought process where I was like, oh, I left Swamp Palace, that means I can't go back. I got to do everything else. When really, by going to Ice Palace, I was betting against myself. You know what I mean? For having chosen Swamp, I should have just stuck it out and gone back. But it's easy to say that in retrospect.
Yeah. The seed was, I don't know. It felt like a combination of all of that thing. Hammer in Thieves Town, Ice Rod and Turtle Rock, and then something is actually on left side in Swamp. Felt very sinister.
Yeah, with Pendant, and then Pendant Ice Palace available. It's, I think it's like some classic V29, V30 logic right there.
One last hurrah to close it out to the new kid on the block, V30. So speaking of V30 though, how much have you gotten to play of it, and what are your thoughts on it?
I've been playing it for a few weeks and got to get in on that beta too. I really enjoy it. I like the addition of the hints, although this game didn't really make much of a difference. And of course, I love inverted mode. Yeah, I think that I love the. I mean, the idea behind the hints is that they will, you know, decrease the volatility. So, like, they might give you a hint about left side swamp, which would have been great in this case.
And something else that we were talking about that we thought was neat was that it also sort of increases the value on some of these dungeons that, like Ice Palace and Hera, because they have so many hints inside of them.
Yeah, exactly. And in some cases, those hints can be less valuable in the sense that than like an item location, in the sense that it can give you a garbage hint, but it could also give you a hint that's about 2 items. So in some ways, they're even more valuable than normal item locations.
That's a good point. If we had found the hint for what was in the left side of Swamp, this would have probably been a lot nicer race for some of you.
Yeah, for sure.
But we did not see said hint unless it was down in the... I don't know, are we going to call that the Dev Cave? The Dark World Ice Rod Cave? But it's not really the Ice Rod Cave because it's the cave directly below that? I don't know.
Call it the Dark World Shopping Mall. That's what they call an entrance.
Yeah, I do remember that. I'm going to guess no one checked the hint in Aghanim's Tower. I would hope not.
I don't think we saw that in Cotton.
There's a hint there. You never know.
There's a hint there.
Some guy's having a little trouble here with this room. Stallforce is giving him the business.
Stallforce will do that.
Whoa, nice dodge. Does get through.
Dolfo's gonna stall.
That's what they do. Right. Well, I'm, you know, not to put like a really fine point on it, but how are you feeling about the following qualifiers? Do you think this was just like a one-off where you sort of kind of trolled yourself, and this doesn't normally happen to you?
Oh God, it happens to me all the time. Troll, like I find the best ways to troll myself in seeds. So, and I have been telling myself I'm going to stop doing that, but I keep finding ways to do it. But I I don't feel bad about this. Like having done all dungeons and still finishing in sub 2, I feel pretty good about them. And I made that right choice about Turtle Rock. So I don't know. I feel like I finished middle of the pack this time, and that's not the worst thing in the world. So if this happens to be my worst race, then I'll be feeling pretty good about that.
All right, that's I do appreciate that kind of attitude. It's a really positive way to look at it. Some Kirby is coming up on Moldorm 2 now.
And not going to bother checking any more chests here. There's no reason to. We've got enough firepower to,
What else is left?
Hyrule.
What else is left?
I don't know. Maybe he could
A bottle?
find a second
No,
lamp.
there's no bottle. A second lamp, okay.
Yeah, we did find that. The fake out, dude. That's fine. I don't really care what's in there.
It can
Maybe
literally
it's-
be nothing.
Maybe it's the 20th heart that someone didn't find because one of you
Oh
had
yeah,
19 hearts.
Curran. Curran had a 19 heart.
There's 3 heart pieces missing for me.
Oh man. You were a very healthy old man.
That was my actual goal. So all dungeons and get all the heart pieces.
You're pretty close. Get back out there and find them.
Yeah, okay. I'll run it back.
I mean, I guess it's a pretty healthy family in general if your uncle looks that young when you're clearly so old.
Thanks.
Alright, well that's Aghanim 2 down for some Kirby.
Some of those spins on the orbs didn't work out quite as well, but I think it was just about the same cycle that everyone else got. I love
Well,
this final screen. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'll let you all focus on Slim Kirby's Ganon fight. Thanks for the commentary. I'm excited to watch it back and see all the dumbs.
Nice, thank
Me
you for
too.
joining us.
Take care.
Yeah, take it.
Alright, down here in the final battle of this particular qualifier restream. Slim Kirby, I'm sure, has been waiting quite a while just to give Ganon all of his anger.
He's going ham on the ham. I think that was a little excessive, but
No, it's not.
it's probably
It's fine.
quite accurate as to how he's feeling right now.
Yeah, he's red for a reason. American Kirby is angry. We knew this for quite a while.
I wonder if his sprite gets little angry eyebrows every time he swings the sword.
I hope so. I can't really tell, but I hope so. And if not, then it needs to be fixed. Or maybe another variation called American Kirby. Ooh, close in the fire bat there.
I really hope someone makes another Kirby sprite that's just angry Kirby. The only difference is the eyebrows. That's it. That's great.
Oh, is this triple? Oh, so close.
Ooh, it's really close. Yeah, that's fine. Get him right here.
All right. And that's Ganon done and done.
All right, and our final racer on the restream, Slim Kirby, has finished in 32nd place with a 2:08:05. So congratulations to everyone on the restream. We are getting pretty close to the end of the race, actually. There's not too many people left to finish. By the time we cut off, we might actually have everyone already done. How many people were in this qualifier? A lot. There were... I said the number earlier and totally forgot. 43. 43. Oh, someone already said it. I don't care. It was 43.
Stop reading stuff in Twitch chat and pretending
I-
you know. No one's buying any, come on.
Yeah, well, at least I didn't curse 2 people with bad fire
Ah.
shots.
You even forgot to tell us
I can't
it's a
believe I
perfect
didn't.
crime.
I hope they're still in chat so they can hear all the bad cursing you've done to them?
I did nothing wrong.
Alright, I'm not sure if some Kirby will be joining us or not. I've got no word on that. I'm just kind of waiting to see if he pops up in the setup room.
Yep.
But I guess I will go ahead and... Should I go ahead and plug stuff? Man, I kind of wanted to wait to see. I wanted it to be the last thing. I wanted it to be the outro.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
that's- Okay.
Hey, Slim Kirby. How you doing? Congratulations on the finish. I pulled you in pretty quick. If you're not set up, I understand. I can't hear you. Talk to us, Kirby. I gotta know. I gotta know.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey guys, how's it going?
We're probably doing a little better than you're feeling. How's that Ice Palace feel, I guess?
Well, it honestly turned from what I thought was going to be an amazing play to the worst play because of that one hint in Swamp Palace, because I was so convinced that the bow was going to be there because it said one of the uncle items was cape blocked. That was the only cape block that I could think of at that point, and forgot all about Laser Bridge.
Oh, was that the third hint in Ice Palace? I think Kern, our other runner that was in Ice Palace, didn't see that, or maybe I just completely missed it.
It was the hint in Swamp Palace, the very first one. Or the only one in Swamp Palace.
Oh, about there was a unique item blocked by the cape or something like that.
Yeah, it was an uncle item is being blocked by the cape, and at that point I thought it was either Fire Rod or Bow when I saw that hint, but I found the Fire Rod a bit later, so I was like, well, that's probably the Bow then. So I was kind of holding that in the back of my mind, checking some other locations first for the Ice Rod, and then when that wasn't turning up, I'm like, well, it's probably in Pod. I guess I'll just go ahead and get this Ice Palace play out of the way. And then when I saw that small key, that's when things started getting a little, okay, well, there's a cape block that I'm missing somewhere, and it was around the time when I just had like Turtle Rock or Pod left, and at that point I think I just was like, well, oh right, I forgot about Laser Bridge, so I decided to go there instead, and thankfully Ice Palace was on the way at the very least.
Yeah, we were a little concerned about well, mainly the you had access to like swamp and ice at the same time, and both of them had Death Mountain like logic access. Just the Ice Palace one was so roundabout with that cape getting the lamp on the bumper cable edge.
Yeah, and at that point I already had Meyer completed, so it's like, well, I'm not going to bother with the lamp now. I can do the rest of the dark rooms just fine.
Yeah, no one picked up the lamp, and I think everyone got the hint, or either got the hint or saw it, or both. And yeah, no one got the lamp. I would suspect that a lot of people did not get the lamp this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm glad that you can drop your lowest race, because this is probably going to be that race for me.
Well, it was even in the best case scenario, it was still kind of mean overall. You got the hammer in Thieves Town, you got the ice rod, Turtle Rock, which, you know, are not that unexpected in Rando, I guess, but still pretty mean.
Yeah, and that was actually another thing too, because I think Spike Cave was I hadn't checked Spike Cave at that point either. So again, that was when I saw that one hit in Swamp Palace, and then I found the hammer after Thieves Town. It's like, oh wow, I just have this really cool route I can do. I can go up to Death Mountain, get that uncle item, and then also get all the stuff on Death Mountain. But then that was like, oh, that's just Red Mail. And then I started thinking about all the other locations, and then I was like, okay, it's probably Ice Palace then. And then you know how that story went already. So just that one hint just took me all the way to like super ecstatic, all the way down to, well, I just read this wrong. So it was definitely a hard pill to swallow for sure.
Very understandable. Have you gotten to play a lot of E30? What are your thoughts on it?
I actually like it. I was very skeptical about the hint system at first, but I think the hints are very brilliantly integrated, and they're integrated in a way where, it doesn't really spoil anything. It has the chance to give you completely irrelevant information, and the information it does give you, it's not, super specific. So I really like the hint system. I think it's been great, and a lot of my test seats, it's actually really helped my routing a lot. So I do enjoy it so far. This was just, like you guys said, a very mean and awful seed. So, and those are always bound to come up at some point in rando. So it's not a big deal, I guess.
I feel like it's going to be super useful for writing off locations rather than pinpointing where something is. Maybe a little bit of both, or both equally. But I think finding the hint that left side swamp, what that has, that's a pretty good time save on its own if you happen across that hint in your seeds. And I guess in this situation, it would have actually been really helpful with that flute over there.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, definitely like version 30. Like the new inverted mode as well. It's really cool. So definitely props to all the developers for that. I think it'll be a great version that will be hard to top.
Yes. All right, well, if that's about it, I think we might be wrapping up here. Anything else you want to shout out before we start signing off?
Me personally, no, just thanks to all the watchers, thanks to you guys for commentating, thanks to the trackers, all the people involved. This is going to be a great tournament.
Yeah, this is just the first day. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Thank you, Slim Kirby, for taking the time to spend with us here after the race.
No problem.
All right. So this was just the first of 15 qualifier races for the upcoming fall tournament. These will be the 15 qualifier races that people will be racing in. You will need to race 5 of them to have a shot at the top 96 that get into the group stages. If you want to join, there is still time before every race. Up until an hour before a race, you can sign up for it, and then you just play. That is your entry into the tournament. So just get 5 races in, and yeah, just play, have fun, and do the thing. Anyone can join in the community, have a good time playing the Zelda. I know I gotta decide what days I'm gonna do mine. Are you gonna be racing, Mally?
I probably will, yeah. I'm not sure what days I'm going to be able to do, but I think I will do my 5 races, see what happens.
All right, cool. I hope anyone that's still out there that was kind of on the fence about trying it out, maybe thinking, I'm not good enough to do this, well, just give it a try anyway. It doesn't really matter what your time is.
It's all about fun.
What's the worst that could happen? Oh no, I didn't make it into the top 96 players of this randomizer tournament, where last tournament they had 500 people in. Oh no. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's okay. Don't worry about it. You learn to not care about that stuff pretty quickly, I feel.
I think so. And even in that huge 512-man tournament, there were still plenty of really good runners that didn't make it in the upper brackets. So yeah, don't be concerned about that. Just focus on having fun, because Rando is a very fun game to play.
Yeah, we have a great community and all that stuff. Follow the links here in chat that people are putting in, and I'm going to do it too. Oh, I didn't type it right. Okay, we'll put an R at the end of that one. I'm whatever.
Here, I got you.
All right, thanks. Yeah, thank you for everyone for coming out. I think we're going to be signing off here. I don't know what's coming up next on this channel, though I can tell you the next qualifier race will be on the 4th, October 4th at 9:15 p.m. EDT. You will need to be ready at least you'll need to be signed up for that race about an hour before the match starts, and then there's some stream delay and stuff you got to set up. But we have all that in documented stuff, and everyone will be willing to help if you want to join on in. So get that in, and hopefully we will catch you next time for the qualifier races. So thank you all for watching.
Have a good one.